responds when he's spoken to. He uses great manners and treats others with respect. He works very hard and is an amazing student. I'm very blessed to have him as a student. Micah shows responsibility in the library and is always bringing his book back on time. Lots of great words there, Micah. Congratulations, Central's Miller Strong winner. Next up is Mrs. Smith from Skyview, and she brings Skyview's winner, Miss Lacey Reed. Lacey's teacher, Mrs. Emerson, nominated Lacey by saying she is a kind and determined student who seems to never give up. She is resilient and always striving to be better in everything she does. Lacey always has a smile on her face and is ready to learn every day. This nomination was seconded by every specials teacher at Skyview, who also add that her energy lights up her group and is such an encourager to others. Lacey sets a wonderful example of great character, and we are very proud to have her represent Skyview. Lacey Reed, Skyview's winner. Congratulations, Lacey. Next up, from Ranchwood Elementary, Mrs. Life has Mr. Jack Oglesby. Jack is an exceptional student who consistently demonstrates responsibility and maturity. He's a natural leader, always setting a positive example and guiding his classmates with kindness and focus. He's such a great role model to his peers and the younger students at Ranchwood. It has truly been a pleasure watching Jack blossom from that shy pre-kindergarten student to the outgoing, confident third grader he is today. This confidence shines through in his incredible responsibility and natural leadership. Jack Oglesby, Ranchwood's Miller Strong winner. Next up, Mr. Stowe from Shedeck Elementary. Mr. Stowe has McKenna Peach. McKenna is a trustworthy student who does a great job at showing self-control and staying on task. She takes responsibility for her actions by working hard when completing classroom assignments and homework. She knows what is expected of her and follows the classroom rules and expectations consistently. Congratulations, McKenna, Shedeck's winner.
All right, for the secondary schools, we first have Miss Tracy Sawinski and Redstone's winner, Mr. Sammy Jones. Sammy J, as he is well known, is one of the kindest, most compassionate, and hardest working kids I've ever met. Sammy goes out of his way to be a friend to everyone and always speaks positively and encourages everyone around him. Sammy is a very hard worker and makes school look easy when we all know that it's not. Outside of school, Sammy can be found killing it on the baseball field or engrossed in his newest book that he's reading. Thank you, Sammy J, for all you've done the last 2.5 years at Redstone. You're going to do amazing things in the future. Sammy Jones. From Lakeview, we have Miss Emmy Chafin. Emmy is a well-rounded student. Emmy Chaffin. Emmy is a well-rounded student. She's a great aide for Mrs. Powell and has helped many teachers during the school year. She also helps her classmates and is a great friend to lean on. She's caring and passionate and an overall joy to have in class. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emmy Chaffin. From Independence, we have Mr. Ryan McLaughlin and their winner, Mr. Cash Henderson. Cash is above and beyond a magnificent Miller. He exceeds all of the traits of the magnificent Miller: respectful, responsible, reliable, and resilient. Cash is mature in the most positive way. He's the type of student who is always doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. Cash is kind, caring, and always gives his classmates and teachers grace. He leads by demonstrating integrity and academic excellence. Cash is the best kind of friend, classmate, and student anyone could hope for, and Pod Z is honored to have him as part of our team. Ladies and gentlemen, Cash Henderson. From Yukon Middle School, we have Miss Karen Garcia and Miss Savannah Berry. Our Miller Strong character trait this month is humility. Humility is being authentic without being arrogant and understanding that everyone has something to teach us. Savannah is our student who consistently exemplifies and demonstrates humility through her actions and attitude. She was nominated for this award by several faculty members. One teacher said, Savannah strives to do what is right and takes responsibility for meeting expectations without seeking recognition or praise. She holds herself to high personal standards and approaches each task with a genuine desire to do her best. Savannah is considerate of others, showing respect and empathy in her interactions, and often puts the needs and feelings of others before her own. Her humble and thoughtful demeanor contributes positively to the classroom environment. Another teacher made the statement, Savannah shows humility through her daily actions. She comes to class early every day just to sit with one of our special needs students, offering friendship and consistency that means the world to him. His face lights up the moment she walks in, a reflection of the joy and comfort she brings without ever seeking recognition. What a joy she is to have at YMS. We are so proud of her. Thanks for being awesome, Savannah. Ladies and gentlemen, Savannah Barrett. From Yale, we have Miss Jody Pendleton and Mr. Austin Armstrong. Austin exhibits many qualities of humility. He speaks positively of others when they achieve success. He is patient and kind to everyone around him, even in challenging situations. He attends school and work with a willingness to learn new things. We really enjoy having him at Yale. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Austin Armstrong. Last but not least, we have Mrs. Melissa Barlow and Miss Mia Cormier. Mr. Cowan had the following to say about Mia. Mia is a Keystone Character Strong Mia is the Keystone Character Strong winner for November. Mia has been a great example in her class by both her actions and her words. She is a positive role model, willing to help her cohorts while fostering a positive work environment with an infectious attitude. She exemplifies what being a Yukon Miller is all about, and we couldn't be more proud. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mia Cormier.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. It's always fun to recognize our Miller Strong. Give me a second to get out. I want to take just an opportunity to talk about just a couple of things. One is that we have been in the process of doing our lunch and listens. And so this is where our staff and team goes to the sites, and we, during the teachers and staff members of the buildings, listen to them while they eat their lunch. They share concerns about the positives, the good, the bad, but just being transparent with where we are as a district. And I just want to say thank you to the staff and our principals for helping us put out that word to where they come and they share. We can't improve if we don't know what their concerns are. And I just want to say thank you for their transparency and the work that they do on a daily basis. So we have had a great time doing that, and we've heard a lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback, and so thankful for our staff for taking the time to sit down with us and share their concerns. I do want to give you a couple of things that are things that be on our radar as we're coming up in a legislative session. I know the bill deadline is coming up in December, and so some of the things that have been talking points are third grade reading scores across the state of Oklahoma. There's been a lot of discussion about that and what the solutions are for that. Being a part of those conversations with other superintendents, legislators, we're having a lot of great conversations with around reading. The other big topic is AI and schools, AI and specifically technology. In just a minute, I'm going to have Adam come up and share some things with you about a piece of that with the cell phone data, but they're getting such great feedback from the cell phone. They're wondering, their question is what's next? When I say what's next, is there are some discussions about limiting computer use legislatively. And so we're having those conversations with legislators. What does that look like? What are your thoughts on that? Because just banning it is not going to work. We would hope that they would leave that up to local control for us, but right now they are having those discussions. But AI is a big topic of conversation. It is coming. Actually, it's not coming. It's here, and it has totally changed the landscape of education, and it changes daily. And so having those conversations about what does that look like in a school setting, and how to implement AI effectively, and not just rely on it solely. But one of the other things is cell phone data, and Adam has gathered some data from the principals that I'm going to have him come up and share that with you, and give you an opportunity if you have any questions for him or for any of us as regarding cell phone.
So one of the first groups that we looked at getting some information from was a group of student leaders from Yukon High School. Mrs. Barlow met with them and just wanted to know straight up what was good about cell phones being removed from the day, the bell-to-bell no cell policy. And these were all student answers. And so, it was nice to get some feedback from the students and hear about the positive things that were going on. Number one was the students believe there's an increase in focus from students in and of themselves, that they're no longer being distracted by the cell phones, and that they're being able to stay in the moment and stay present in class. They've talked about it leading to more interaction between students, so student-to-student interaction. I do know that both the middle school and high school have started looking at maybe earplugs for lunchtime, because lunch seems to be a little louder than it used to be, but that's because kids are actually talking to each other instead of just being zoned out on their phones. They talked about an increase in relationships and bonds between people, students able to get more of their work done during their free time instead of just doom scrolling and flipping on TikTok or Snapchat or any of the social media aspects. They're more interested in the social interaction from peer to peer instead of just being on their phones. More class discussion about the topics that are being learned, because you're getting more interaction with kids. Friendships have been rekindled. They're talking about students being more confident in asking for help from their teachers, because the teacher is the master of that content. And then also teachers being better at their jobs. Teachers not having to spend as much time, asking students to put their cell phones away. And fighting that cell phone battle allows them to focus more on the curriculum. Promotes finding new hobbies. Some of the kids have actually said that it even deters students from cheating. And so the idea that kids don't have access to that phone on a daily basis, they don't cheat as much, and they're more in charge of their own learning. So excited about some of that feedback directly from students, the leadership students at the high school. We had the librarians pull some data about the number of books that were being checked out and or reserved over the last couple of years. And from the beginning of the school year until our September Professional Development Day, the high school saw more than double the amount of checkouts in that time period. So kids were going to the library more and checking out books. They had 2,636 books checked out from the beginning of the school year until the September PD Day. This school year, last year, that number was only 1,083. So it was more than double the amount of books that are being checked out from the library. And the middle school has also seen not just only a rise in the books being checked out, but also ebooks being checked out that they can read on their Chromebooks. So excited to see our kids being involved more, utilizing our resources more. And Yale, there's a huge shout out to Yale. From beginning of school year till October 30th of last year, Yale had 10 students complete their graduation requirements last year. That was last year. Save your applause, because this year the number is 23. So we've more than doubled the amount of kids that have finished their graduation requirements that got into Yale based on their ACE scores, based on their credit deficiencies, based on the needs that they had that we could provide better for them at Yale. And we've more than doubled that. And so that means if we're able to get more than double the amount of kids through in that short period of time that means that we're going to continue to get kids in there that need to get in there because, guys, the wait list is long. The wait list is long for Yale to get in there, and Jody and her team do a great job of providing for those kiddos once they do get in there. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the bad things. I mean, we talked about at the high school the total number of single-time offenses. Right now, we have 587 kiddos that are one-time offender of the cell phone policy. That number drops for our two-time offenders. We have 102 kids that have offended the cell phone policy twice. We do have some third-time offenders. We have 28 third-time offenders and just over a handful of four-time offenders or more at the number 6. But so, it's something that we want to continue to talk about, how our graduated disciplinary steps are working. We're comparing that data to certain surrounding districts and how they're implementing their data. And so, the fact that we've been through 12 weeks of school and we've only had 28 kids hit the third step is good, especially when you think about the fact that we got close to 2,650 kids in high school. So, I mean, that's pretty good for our numbers there. So just want to give you guys a little bit of the data. It's something that we wanted to keep you aware of as the year goes by, and we're going to continue to analyze that data and to adjust our practices as we see fit to ensure that we're doing the best and that we're following the law of that bell-to-bell no-sell policy.
Thank you. All right, that's it. Yeah. All right, so we've come to the point in the meeting where it's time for board member communications. And we'll start with Tony.
Nothing really this month. Just congrats to the football team for qualifying for the playoffs. It's
Yes.
a big deal. So very cool to see that. And congrats to these guys.
Brian.
Congratulations to the marching band. They did this weekend. They had state competition and they placed 10th. And it was a great time watching the young boys and girls show what they worked really hard at doing. And I'll let Suzanne probably talk more about it because she probably knows a lot more about it.
Suzanne.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I was there from the beginning to the end of Saturday, and it was very long, and it was warm during the day, and I got really cold at night. But I want to do a shout out to one of our principals. Carla Smith was there all day, and she didn't have to be. And she was honoring 3 of her kids with different things on her outfit. And, and I was just impressed that you took the time to go and support those kids, and yours aren't even in band anymore. And so that was fabulous. Thank you so much for doing that. And I did see Brian. I was sitting behind him. It was a great experience. Our kids are wonderful. They did a fabulous job. I don't know. They have it at Broken Arrow every year, and Broken Arrow wins every year. I don't know if there's anything there or not, but so they excel at things like this. They're going to go to Indiana this summer, to Indianapolis. No, November. I'm going to that too. It's going to be so much fun. So I want y'all to know that most of you already know that I'm a huge advocate for alternative school. And I was around working at Little Axe as their student assistance counselor when alternative school came into being. And I loved it from the very beginning, because that was a school district with a lot of kids with a lot of problems. And that saved their lives, and literally, and then also, helping them get through school. And so from the very beginning, when I came on this board, I wasn't just about orchestra. I've always been about alt school too. And I am just thrilled at the numbers that we heard tonight. That is so exciting. So, Mr. Signer, I think it's time for us to double that program and find some more room for them and get some more kids in there, because the need is huge and it's varied. So, anyway, I think our school year's gone pretty good from what I can hear. I know everybody's about ready for Thanksgiving break. That's coming up. So, I hope you guys are safe and happy and all that until time for Thanksgiving. See you in December.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So no more comments from me. We'll move on to 4B, which is going to be upcoming meetings and events. I would say take note of what's up there, but I don't think it's up there. So we'll move on. Item 5, do we have anybody that's requested to address the board? Okay. 6, the finance consent docket. All of these, let's see, all of these finance consent items will be discussed, considered, and approved or disapproved by one vote unless a board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of the consent items. Do we have any discussion? No? So do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right. Go to item 7. Business consent docket. Same thing. I'm not going to read that whole thing. Same thing goes. We can separate one or not, and we can approve it or not. Do I have any discussion? Take that as a no. All right. Do I have a motion?
I move that we accept the business consent docket, items 7A through 7J.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, so we will go to, oop. Just lost what I was on. Well, I know, 8 comes after 7.
New business.
So do we have any new business?
No.
No, no, okay. So 9. We'll go to the personnel docket. Do I have a motion to convene or not to convene an executive session?
I move that we convene an executive session.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Mr. Beheimer, I think we can find you a spot in the alt school on that.